Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Today, I'm going to show you one very good play that I like in baseball. I actually liked three games. I'm going to go through those so you can see why I'm skipping two of them. I did take a parlay last night. I'll show you how I did that, but today I'm not liking it so much. I do like one very strong one. And then I have, instead of me going through every single player and then coming back and trying to show you guys, I'm just going to go through it with you guys here. If you want to stick around for that, again, I'm gonna give you guys one strong play. I'm gonna sort through three total games, and then I have about 14 batters that I want to go through. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you stick around for that. Also, subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you want the edge over the books, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment when you see this video. And let me just quickly show you what happened yesterday. So sometimes this happens. I mean, it's unfortunate, but basically yesterday I was showing the Cubs game, and I kept saying the Cubs was decent, and I basically gave away the Cubs game, so that's what I was showing yesterday, and that didn't come through for us. But I had four other plays that I gave away for VIP. So sometimes it happens where I give away one play for free and it doesn't hit. I mean, that's unfortunate, but that's what it was. Overall, it was a 4-1 day. It was a good day. So let me just show you real quick on that. And then, like I said, I'm going to show you one play in baseball, and then I'm going to go through 14 different batters. So here it is. Jose Ramirez, he got a hit. And then you can see Austin Riley. He actually got 3 hits, which we don't care about that. We only needed him to get 1 hit. So that cashed right there. And then we had the Phillies and the Cubs on the under 1.5 runs in the first inning. So that hit. And then we had the Red Sox and the Rays. That also hit for us. And then I took them individually, Austin Riley by himself to get a hit, and then Jose Ramirez to get a hit. So you can see I parlayed both of them together, plus I did them individually. So it was a 4-1 day. For me, the Cubs did lose. I did give you options last night. I said, or yesterday, I should say, I did say, like, if you don't want to risk it, I gave all the reasoning behind it. I said, if I'm going to go with the Cubs, I risked it. And sure enough, it didn't hit. But then I said, if you would have went with the plus 1.5, then that would have hit for you. And then I also gave you another option. If you would have went with the +1, that would have been a push. So I said, I'm risking it. I'm taking it. But I also said, be careful. And I gave all the reasoning. Either way, that didn't hit. That was the only one. Otherwise, it would have been a perfect day. Like I said, I took the Yankees and I took the Giants. I put them together as a 1/2 unit yesterday. But then when I came in this morning, there's a lot of contradictions. I don't like it. I'll tell you exactly why I don't like it and why I'm staying away. And then I'm going to tell you the team I am going with and why I'm going with them. And then I'm going to go through 14 batters. So if you guys like this sort of information, man, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like these videos that I'm posting and stuff like that. I appreciate it. So I already gave you the recap for yesterday, 4-1 day. Let me go through this right away. I'm not going to go through all the details for these games, but then I'll go through the details for the game that I do like. So, for example, here's the Yankees. So one final thing I'll say about this data right here. This is proprietary data. This is data that we come up with and put it together. So we have a bunch of scrapers and tools that we scrape all the information with different programs and stuff, and then we put it into filter it out and make it look like this. So if you guys want access to this, it's called a Sharp Edge, and that's in the link in the description. All right, let me get started. Yankees versus Royals. So everything was pointing me towards the Yankees. The only thing I didn't like is the opening line. It was at -200. It's still at -200. That was since last night. It's been stuck at -200. 86% of the money or the handle is coming in on the Yankees. Royals are getting very limited money. So the thing when that happens is that if the money is that heavy on one side and the line is stuck, that means that the sharp money is pushing the other way. So I don't like to see that. The head-to-head trends you can see is 4 and 6 for the Yankees. So the Royals do have an edge. There's another big edge on the under, which I'm not touching the over-unders, but there is a big edge on the over-under. So right here, there's a big contradiction. Again, 3 and 7 in the last 10. Yankees are not covering spreads. Royals are covering spreads. And then over here, Yankees are massive 70% when they're as a favorite. Also, like I mentioned, the under is very heavy. And then you look at the under, 19 out of the last 27. So I guess what I'm trying to say with all this, the biggest one that I didn't like is that Yankees don't cover spreads. So think about this. There's 85% of the handle, 85% of the money is coming in on the Yankees. yet the line is stuck at a minus 200. That's a heavy indication that the sharp money is coming in on the Royals, or they don't expect them to cover. And this is it right here, minus 3 out of the last 10. And then the OPS, meaning the rank, this is why I took them yesterday. So again, you guys can skip this game, which I'm going to skip, but I already had placed it last night, so I'm leaving it in there as a half a unit. I'm putting the Yankees together with the Giants. But now that I look at it this morning, I don't like the Giants at all. And I'll tell you why. But let me keep going with this one. Royals and the Yankees are ranked number 5 for OPS, meaning their offense for batting is very similar. They're tied for 5th. Now, you start getting into the pitching. Yankees do have worse pitching over here compared to the Royals. I'm sorry, this is the bullpen. So the bullpen is a lot better than the Yankees bullpen. So right here it's telling you the Royals are favored to bat in the 9th. So I'm not going to explain this now, but basically I've explained this before, that if you look at a trend, or not a trend, but you look at a very specific wager that's called to bet in the 9th. So the Royals are at home, and if you know anything about baseball, if the team is at home and they're winning, they don't even bat in the 9th anymore. The game just ends at the top of the 9th. So what this is saying is that they're favored to bet. They have to bet. So what this is telling you is that it's implied that they're going to be losing the game. So that was a very strong indication for me. That's why I did that. I took the Yankees and I parlayed it with the Giants, which now I regret. I'm leaving it in there. I can cash out, but I don't like doing that either. But anyways, you can see the projected score. The Yankees are supposed to win 5.3 versus Royals 3.8. 68% chance the Yankees take this. This is where the contradictions, like I said, superior bullpen for the Royals side. OPS is better for the Royals, even though they're tied at 5th. ATS record is much better for the Royals. All this stuff, you see the home field advantage at Kauffman Stadium. All this stuff, again, is contradictions. When I see too many contradictions like this, I stay away. So I'm staying away from the Yankees. You can do the same. I'm just giving you the breakdown. Then we got the Giants. There's a lot of contradictions in this game. I'm not even going to get into all of them. But the biggest one is you can see the line shift is going in the opposite direction. It's going towards the Rockies. And when this happens, I've showed this before when they were playing the Mets. The Colorado Rockies are horrible. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I always tend to fade the Rockies. But today, the Giants should win. But again, look at this, how much money is coming in. Almost 97% of the money is coming in on the Giants. However, the line is shifting in the wrong direction. It's going towards the Rockies. So that's a heavy public support for the Giants, but the sharp money is pushing it the other way. So that's a big contradiction. Also, the Giants are 6-4. What else? Giants are 6-4. Rockies are 4-6. They have a much better record over here. I'm not going to get into all those details. But look at this. This is where it starts getting very bad. Giants are ranked 24 in OPS, so they're the bottom 10 for batting. But the Rockies are 26, so they're both very bad. Okay, but I guess what I'm trying to say with all this, the Giants do have a great bullpen. They have great pitching. They are playing in the Rockies Stadium. So what else? The Rockies are favored to bat in the 9th, which is very heavy. This is the reason I took it. I went with the Giants and the Yankees, but I would suggest you stay away from it because of the line shift is going the opposite directions. But it does say that the Giants should win. However, the batting is very bad for both teams. So I'm staying away from those games. I just wanted to give you the breakdown of why I stayed away. So this is the one I do like a lot. And then again, I'm going to sort through 14 batters. If you like these breakdowns, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment when I post these videos. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to get right into this one. I really do love the Reds today. I did make a mistake. Like I said, I was busy this morning, so I made I wouldn't say a mistake, but the problem is that I took the Reds at a +1 for heavy odds instead of just going money line. And I think the other reason that happened is also because of the Cubs. Yesterday, I had them at a +1. Oh, I'm sorry. I had them at the money line and they lost. If I would have had a +1, it would have been a push. That's the reason I did the Reds like that, but I don't think I needed to. So I actually love the Reds today. You can see this is big right here. The Reds are they started at a +104. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. So the Reds started at a plus 104, and now they're at a minus 102. This is very, very big. Okay, it doesn't matter what sport this is. It doesn't matter anything like that. When a team starts as an underdog, here, let me zoom in real quick. Give me a second. So when any team starts as an underdog and it flips to a favorite, you have to pay attention to that. This is very, very important because if a team was starting as an underdog and it becomes a favorite, there's a very, very clear reason why that happens. It doesn't happen often. So when you see that, you need to pay attention. Okay. So that's huge already. So it's a massive swing in the favor of the Reds. They went, like I said, became from underdog to a favorite. This is a reverse line move, is what they call. Reds are 60%, 70% of the handle. And then the Guardians are 40% of the money. Sharp indication is coming in heavy on the Reds. Strong, sharp money is coming in on the Reds. All right. So the reasoning, I believe, is that the Reds are 7-3 in the last 10. There's a lot of under trends as well. 80% of the trends are going on the under. The Reds defeated the Guardians just yesterday, actually 7-4. And then again, I'm not going to go through all these details, but there's other stuff here. So, for example, the Reds are ranked third in OPS. I had to go make sure on this because I had one of the situations with one of the scrapers. It was giving me the wrong rank for OPS. So I went in there and I confirmed it. The Reds are third in OPS in the last 7 days. Compare that to the Guardians are 16. So that's a huge mismatch as far as the batting goes. The Reds are massive right now compared to halfway decent Guardians team. They also hold, like I said, they hold a massive advantage on the OPS side. Now you look at the pitching, and let me get into the pitching a little bit. I'm not going to get into all those details, but let me kind of skip over this. But there's a lot of indications. Pitching is good. Ninth inning is good. Projected score is good. Win probability is good. And like I said, if you don't want to risk it, just like yesterday with the Cubs, you could take the +1. Here's the sharp money coming in at a +104, moving into a 106. You can see the percentages right there. Everything I was just talking about. And then look at this. The Reds are 4 out of the last 5 games they've won. You compare that to the Guardians, they're reversed. They've lost 4 of the last 5. Okay, the record is pretty similar overall. But the Reds should be able to take this. This is the projections, another separate type of projections. What I like to look at real quick, you can see this B, A grade, and then C+, C+. You compare that to over here, the team grade C, D+, C, just like in school, A, B, C, D. The Reds are favored to win this game. So overall, this is just the pitching stuff. This is the breakdown of all the pitching that we did. Analysis. Overall, ERA is better for the Reds. Again, this is just a deeper look at it as well. Right here, this is a breakdown of the game. And that's about it, guys. I'm gonna take the Reds at a plus. I'm sorry. So you have 2 options. You could take the Reds money line straight up, and you're gonna get great value. I was able to get them at I think it was a -104. So you can do that, or you can do the +1, which I also did. I want to cash out on that one, but I did that I believe on Rivers for -170 or something like that. So again, guys, I would if I were you, I want to cash out on the +1, and I want to hit it again on the money line, and I'll probably get the best value at a -104. So that's what I'm doing, guys. And now let me go through the batters. If you like this, guys, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. So here's the full breakdown. I'm not going to go through all of this again, but basically, before I hopped on this live, I went and I opened up each one of these players inside of Outlier. So each one of these players, it gives me a breakdown. Basically, very, very quickly, is that I get this spreadsheet every morning, and basically all it's showing me is that the top batters to be projected to get 2 hits today. And then they're sorted by they've gotten at least 1 hit in the last 8 games. So, for example, right here, you can see Xavier Edwards. He didn't get a hit here. He didn't get a hit here. But then he got a hit, at least 1 hit in every other game. So that's the way it is. 80% or better, plus they're supposed to get 2 hits today. All right. That's the starting point. So anyways, there's a bunch of batters here. Xavier Edwards, Trey Turner, Austin Riley, Bo Bichette, Neto, Jose Ramirez got a hit for us yesterday. Bobby Witt Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr., Jeremy Pena, Elliot Ramos, Matt Chapman, Mike Trout, Julio Rodriguez, and Manny Machado. I'm gonna break. I have not. Do not quote me on this one. These are not the batters I'm going with. I'm gonna go through each and every one. So if you want to stick around for that, you're free to do that. I'm gonna go through each one of these right now. All right. So the first one here is Xavier Edwards. This dude has been getting a lot of hits for us. Yesterday I skipped him because of the pitching. The pitching versus him, I didn't like it. So I stayed away, but he ended up getting a hit, which is cool. Whatever. We skipped him, but he did get a hit. But anyways, we've been going with him, and he's been getting hits for us. So let me kind of take another good glance at this. I got him for the over one hit. You can see he's hitting at an 80% hit rate. He does face the bat between 4 and 5 times. Again, this says he's failed to exceed 2 hits. But again, we don't care about that because we only need him to get 1 hit. Now, this is very important. He's faced this pitcher before 3 times, and he's gotten 1 hit. So he's averaging 3.33. So not only is he getting a 3.33 average against his pitcher, he's also hitting at an 80% hit rate overall. Okay, so that's already very strong indications. Plus, I'm looking over here on the right panel. You can see Keller. He's M. Keller is versus Miami has a very great ERA of 1.50. Overall, he's at 4.13. But now I'm not going to get into this now. But basically, what you also want to do here is you want to look at where this guy pitches compared to where this guy hits. So this guy pitches very lightly here, and this guy hits dramatic here. I'm not going to get into all these details, but I do like overall that this guy has seen him before, and he has gotten 1 hit. So I'm going to keep this one on the board. I'm gonna look at it deeper, but I'm going to keep that one. Rea, he's going up against Rea. So now he's got a 3.59 ERA against Rea, or Rea has a 3.59 ERA. 80% hit rate. You can see the graph right there. He does come up to bat 4 to 5 times. And then he's faced this pitcher 12 times. He's gotten 3 hits. That's an average of 250, which is decent. And then again, you want to take a closer look at this pitching graph, which I'm not going to do right now. That will take forever because you have to filter out kind of where this guy pitches compared to where this guy hits. So you do want to make sure that you want to take care of that. Make sure you look at that. But for right now, I am going to keep this one on the board because, like I said, he's hitting at a 0.250 average, which is 1 out of 4 times that bat he's getting a hit against this guy. Plus, he's hit 80% hit rate on in general. Austin Riley, like I mentioned, he's actually gotten 3 hits for us yesterday. We only needed him to get 1 hit. Anyways, so they got Austin Riley here going against Pritzker. He's faced this guy 3 times, and he's gotten 2 hits. That's an average of 6.67, which is amazing. So again, this guy's hitting at a 6.67 average, meaning he's getting 2 hits out of every 3 times at bat against this pitcher. Plus he's gotten 10 hits in the last 10 games, and he's gotten 10 hits in the last 5 games, and he's got an 80% hit rate in general. And again, guys, I'm going to definitely go with this guy, but you'll also want to make sure on this graph right here that wherever this guy pitches, this guy hits. So, for example, I'm going to give you just one example. If you scroll down right here, it says it's red, meaning he pitches at the bottom right corner. You see that? 32%. And then this guy does not get hits at the bottom right corner. So this is cold. This is blue. It's cold. And this is hot. So meaning the pitcher pitches right in the corner where he misses. So that's not a good thing. But Austin Riley's a monster anyway. It's like I already showed you why. You see that? So I'm sure he knows, just like I'm looking right at it, like when he comes up to pitch or to bat, he knows that this guy throws on that bottom right corner. So he's going to stay away from that bottom right corner. I hope that makes sense, guys. Anyways, I'm keeping this dude on the board. Okay. Right now, who I have so far that I'm looking at is Xavier Edwards, Trey Turner, and Austin Riley so far. Everybody else has been removed from the board. Now we got Jose Ramirez. Let me take a look here. He's with the Guardians. He's going against Cleveland. So this dude Abbott's is decent at a 2.18. He's barely getting 1 hit per game. This dude is a monster too, though. 9 straight games he's gotten a hit. He's faced his pitcher 8 times. He's gotten 3 hits. All right, that's enough for me to see. I'm gonna keep that. All right, now we got Bobby Witt Jr. This guy's one of the best batters in baseball, and this dude has been good for years. This dude is very, very good. So 90% hit rate, 4 to 5 times at bat. He has not exceeded 2 hits, 12 of the last 15. But like I said, we don't care about that. He's facing Max Fried. Okay, I don't like it already. Max Fried is one of the best pitchers, and he's facing him 7 times, and he's gotten 2 hits, which is a great average. So he does got his number. I have to do deeper research. I'm going to keep him on the board for now, but I might stay away from Bobby Witt Jr. Now we got Acuna Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr. You can see he's got 1 hit, pretty much standard, 4 to 5 times at bat. He's exceeded this line 9 out of the 11 games. 3 at bats, 1 hit. That's a 33% average. He is facing this guy, Priester. And again, I'm going to keep this guy on the board. All right, let's keep going. Jeremy Pena, this dude is decent. He's been hitting for us. I don't care. I really don't care who it is, unless it's like Aaron Judge. But this dude right here, he's good too. But I don't like to see that the last game he missed. That's just a psychological thing. Think about it. If you were a professional baseball player and you didn't get a hit, and then the next game you come in, you're like, shit, I didn't get a hit last game. You know what I mean? So I didn't see the game, so I don't know if he got walked or whatever. It doesn't matter. I just don't like to see it myself. He has exceeded this 13 out of the last 14 games. You might want to go with him. I'm skipping him. Let me go to the next one. I'm going to skip Jeremy Pena. That's just my rule of thumb, that if he didn't get a hit the last game, I don't go with it. Okay, I'm going to go with this guy right away. I don't even have to go further. He's going against this guy, Palmquist. Palmquist is one of the worst pitchers in baseball right now. He plays for Colorado. So I'm going to go with Elliot Ramos for sure. All right, we got Matt Chapman, again, going against the same guy, Palmquist. But let me look at this dude. This is the first time he's come up this season. So I want to do a little bit of research on this guy. 90% hit rate, 4 times at bat. He has not faced this pitcher before. He does tend to throw in the corner right here where this guy's massive. And then he throws at the bottom right, which he doesn't get hits. I don't like to see that he has not gotten a hit against this guy. And then also, one thing I did notice about this guy is that they dropped the line from over 1.5 to over 1. So when you see that, also that's the line shifting downward against him. So I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take this guy, Matt Chapman. I got 2 more, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I got 2 more to go through, and then I'm going to go right back to tell you exactly what I went with, just so you can know. This guy, look at the difference what I just showed you on his graph. Look at this dude. He's gotten almost 2 hits almost every single game. Okay, compare that to the other guy where he's like 2 hits and then he went like down like that, and he's got 2 missing games. This guy's missing 2 games too, but more than likely they I already know that. Obviously, if you know baseball, they tend to walk the shit out of this guy, just like they do with Aaron Judge, because he gets a lot of home runs. So anyways, over 1 hit, he gets 2 hits pretty much standard, 4 to 5 times at bat. He's exceeded this line 12 out of the last 15 games. He has faced this pitcher 6 times, gotten 2 hits. That's an average of 3.33. And he's facing, I don't know how to pronounce that, PFAADDT. ERA is bad. I'm gonna keep this guy on the board. I went through the Yankees and the Giants. I took them last night as a half unit for a parlay, but I feel like that was a mistake. They might take it as a win. Do not take the spreads on the Yankees or the Giants. And then I showed you guys the Reds. I'm not going to go through all those details on the Reds. I'm taking them straight up. And then I'm going to go through the batters one more time. Xavier Edwards from Miami to get a hit. Trey Turner to get a hit. Austin Riley to get a hit. Jose Ramirez to get a hit. Bobby Witt Jr. to get a hit. Ronald Acuna Jr. to get a hit. Elliot Ramos to get a hit. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go and take a screenshot of these batters, the graph. Let me just show you what I'm going to do. I'm actually just starting to do that now. I was not doing that before, but I'm going to start doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a screenshot of this graph, and I'm going to run it through one of my AI filters. And that AI filter is going to tell me, like, you should stay away because, for example, This guy throws on the left top. What is this? When the pitcher is throwing, top left corner, and that's he throws there the minimum, and then this guy, that's where he's massive right here at the 667. So basically, I'm not going to try to look through every single one of these. I'd rather just take a screenshot, throw it through one of my AI filters that I have, and then it'll just tell me you should stay away or you should go with it, and then it'll give me the reasoning why this dude throws on the top right corner, bottom right corner, left, middle, whatever. So I'd rather do that than try to look at this and get a damn headache with all these numbers. But that's what I've been doing. I started doing that yesterday. And like I showed you, that Austin Riley got 3 hits for us. And I stayed away from a couple of guys because of this. And sure enough, they missed. So anyways, guys, it's worth taking that extra step. And that's what I'm going to do. And then whatever I come up with, guys, I just gave you all of them. If you want to take a look at those. And I'm gonna put these in the VIP, the ones I finalized. And if you want help building your bankroll, make sure you check out the link in the description. There's different options right there if you guys want to build up your bankroll and you want to learn this kind of stuff, where I get all the information, how I filter it out, and all that stuff. Hit me up inside the link in the description. Also, make sure you subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, man. Let's have another great day. We're back in the green, so I'm happy about that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.